What up? What up? What up? Welcome to another show, one of the dopest shows on YouTube where we talk about everything under the sun as long as we get back to the money, real conversations, and real solutions. I'm your host, Courtnee Edgar. Yeah, man. Listen. Happy Wednesday, man. I hope y'all are doing great. Hope y'all are killing it, during the week right now, whatever things and whatever goals and plans y'all have. I hope y'all are out here killing it, man. We got a lot of topics to cover today, but before we get there, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification so that way the content can reach other people who are looking for content like mine. All right, so y'all already know how we do this Wednesday. I want to go ahead and dive right into it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you support the channel as well. Cash App, super chats, hype the video, all that good stuff. For the people who are going to be watching this, make sure you support the channel as well. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into it. My dog, what's good with you, big? What's good with your homie? So I'm going to go ahead and dive into this first topic of tonight. There's this woman, and she says that she's going to give having 2 kids and being a working mom from her perspective. So we're going to dive into it, then I will give my thoughts and my opinions. So let's go ahead and rock.
Okay, I'm going to make this quick because I have to go into a meeting. I have 3 meetings today. I have been in the corporate life for almost half my life. For context, I'm 40 years old. I have 2 children who are 11 and 7. And I fell for it. I fell for this thing where, go to college, get your degree. If you want to have kids, you can do it all. You can have a career, you can have kids, you can just do everything. Well, I don't want to do everything. I don't want to do that anymore. I fell for that shit. Do not fall for it. Do not fall for that shit. I want to take my kids to school. I want to pick them up from school. I want to be there when they get home. I want to chaperone for them, volunteer at school. I just want to go to the gym, clean my house, do laundry, go to the grocery store, and just be home. So do me a favor. Do not fall for that shit, because it is not worth it. It's a joke. It's a joke. Don't do it. Be home. Find a way to be home. Be with your family. Be with your kids. Just, it's not worth it. None of this is worth it. So.
Well, there you have it. See what happens? You fall for the propaganda. I'm a woman, hear me roar. But you thrive at being a woman. Now that doesn't take just let me be clear. If you want to be a working woman, if you want to be out here in the corporate world, get into it, go ahead. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't be. But what I am saying, there are a lot of women who are starting to wake up, and they are understanding that they're starting to understand. Listen, bro, I don't want to continue to keep doing this. This ain't it. This ain't what I signed up for. I thought this was going to be all fun and games. I thought this was going to be the life to have. But I was manipulated. I was fooled. They'll gladly take washing the dishes, cleaning the house, going to the gym, having wine for lunch with the girls, with the other moms, having wine during halfway during the day, while the kids at school, and all she got to do is maintain the house, because guess what? If the kids at school, she ain't really got nothing going on. She really won't have much to clean. All she gonna have to do is just straighten up, make sure the dishes are clean, and if she's smart, she'll wash the dishes the night before if they cook dinner. And 9 times out of 10, she'll probably start to even find other dishes to start cooking, just because she may get a little bored. Start to find new recipes. That's one of the things that y'all don't understand too. This is why a lot of y'all ladies don't know how to cook. A lot of y'all, you're so busy working. You're so focused on trying to get to a money. And mind you, go ahead, do your thing. I've already said that. But you're so focused on corporate America and trying to Be a strong woman and hear me roar. You don't even know how to cook a dish. You don't even have top 3 dishes that you know how to cook on a consistent basis and really and real deal perfect it. Because you too busy door dashing. You too busy going to lunch. You ain't taking care of the home. Y'all know the saying that y'all always like to say, well, you may have bought the house, but I'm the woman that makes it a home. Well, how you gonna make it a home when you ain't at home? You can't make it a home if you ain't at home. You got to pick one. Pick a struggle. You either want to struggle in corporate America or you want to have other struggles as far as, damn, I don't know what I'm going to cook today. I don't know what I did or what's something that I can cook for the family that we haven't already had. Let me think of something else. Or figuring out what type of wine you want to have at brunch with your girls. Or what show you want to watch because you didn't already clean the house. You didn't already done everything for the kids. The kids they washed up. Everything is good. You done went to the gym. You feeling good. So typically your day will look like this. You'll wake up early in the morning. Typically you'll pack your husband's lunch. Boom, you go and get the kids ready for school. Boom, get them ready. While you're doing that, you are, mind you, if you are proactive, you have already packed the lunch. You probably would have done it the night before. You would have already packed the lunch. So you wake up, make sure everybody's good to go. Boom. You take the kids to school, you drop them off. Bam. Now, some of y'all, if you got a little one, the gym, sometimes they got daycare. So you can have them there at the daycare while you go and work out. You get your 30-minute Pilates in or whatever it is that you're doing. You get your workout in. Boom, you're done. Now you go to the grocery store because you may have got some things that you want to cook for dinner tonight. All right, cool. You go to the grocery store, you do what you need to do, you grab a few items. You still got time to get home. You got all that. Now you kicking it with your girls for a minute. Y'all having a drink. Y'all talking the shit or whatever the case may be, or what other events or soccer game that y'all gonna do, or how y'all gonna do it, and what things that you're gonna volunteer for, and who you gonna chaperone, when the next field trip is coming, and who's gonna do what. Planning sleepovers with the kids because now your kids are friends because you and the other moms are friends. Planning these type of events or planning going to the park, right? Now you go and pick up your kid. So now you already got food. Now you already got food already cooking because you're being proactive. You got enough time on your hands to do all of these things. And you're enjoying being a mom. You're enjoying being a wife. But a lot of y'all can't do that because you're too busy working. And now y'all waking up to it. Now y'all are waking up. Now you starting to realize the propaganda that a lot of these women have been feeding y'all. They've been feeding y'all this BS because they want to compete with men so bad. Because man so bad, that's why. But let me tell it though, I'm crazy. Let me tell it, I'm the crazy one though. What up, Snow? I'm the one that's just talking. I'm the one. This is proof. I didn't say it. She did. She said it. I didn't say it. She said it. I'm just piggybacking on what she said. Because I remember there was one woman who said women don't care. She said women don't care. Women want to get in the workforce. Why? Because of your ego. Because you think that you're going to be less than, you feel as if you aren't contributing to life, which you really are. Now you got more time to be around your kids. You don't got to worry about sending your kids to daycare and let other people raise your children. They don't have to indoctrinate them because they're around you most of the time and they're always at home. So therefore you've already eliminated a lot of the BS that they're going to deal with, because a lot of these kids, a lot of these other parents, they let their kids do a lot of different things. They let their iPads raise them. And a lot of times the parents, some of those parents are shitty parents anyway. Let the kids talk any way that they want to talk, dress any way that they want to dress, nasty, dirty, don't understand proper hygiene, sneezing and coughing, don't even know how to sneeze properly. Sneezing all in your face. Now you got a sick kid when they come home, and then you get sick on top of that. Oh, and mind you, not only do you got to get sick, but you still got to show up tomorrow at work. because you already took some time off already. So now you don't know what to do. Now you got to call other individuals to see if they can watch your kid because you don't got no more time off at work. Or you can risk and say, fuck it, I'm just not gonna go to work today, and you can risk either what, losing some pay or getting fired. When life just could have been a little bit more simple, just stay at home, take care of the house. Hell, you can even pick up a new hobby that can help your husband get to making more bread. But you're still a stay-at-home wife, and you can work for his business if he decided to open up a business. If he decided to start a business outside of where he's working. He's like, listen, man, I ain't trying to work at this corporate job for X amount of time, so I'm gonna start doing this on the side, and maybe, you know what I'm saying, you can figure out other ways where you can help me get this thing started and get this thing up and running while you're here at the house. Or you can pick up a certification or something that's gonna allow you to help me get to where we're trying to go. You will have a lot of time to do that. But nah. Let these feminists tell you, girl power, hear me roar. And guess what they're gonna lead you to? A life of destruction, a life of promiscuity, a life of hot girl summer, a life of babies out of wedlock, a life of I can't find a man, a life of you 45, 50 years old still talking about why these men ain't chasing me or why these men won't chase anymore. Still talking about, oh man, I don't do 50-50. I go 100. I want him to pay 100% of my bills. Yeah, go ahead. Appreciate you, Manuel. So go ahead, do your thing. But hey, shout out to Ash. You know what I'm saying? Go check her out on her platform. Her name is Ash.Wishman. Ash.Wishman. So go show her some love, man. Shout out to her. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit the bell notification.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these two videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
Do I want to talk about this? You know what? I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna see what this is about. So there's this Twitch streamer, right? Her name is Kathlina. And so apparently Shorty exposed, I guess she exposed herself, or her ex-boyfriend exposed her for cheating on him with her blood cousin. Where they do that at? So I don't know the full story on it. I just saw that this video was kind of going viral and people were talking about it, but I don't know the context of it. So this is going to be my first time watching this. So I'm going to listen to it with y'all in real time, and then we'll give our thoughts and our opinions. Mind you, it is 2 videos, so just kind of bear with me in this topic. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it.
My fucking girlfriend cheated on me with her cousin. See, shit like this ain't even funny, because I wouldn't have even wished this on my worst enemy. Who the fuck prayed on my downfall this much for some shit like this to happen to me? Now, I'm not gonna drop no names or anything, but y'all know who she was. You know, I posted with her, you know, obviously she's my ex now. I don't even know why I say girlfriend, bro. We made content together. We dated for a couple years, and all of that ended recently, bro. I had to call it quits, bro. As of last week, I had to call it quits, bro. I caught her cheated on me in my house. Keep in mind, I paid all the bills in this motherfucker, bro. And she had the audacity to cheat on me with her blood cousin, bro. So lately, bro, I've been
with her what? Hold on, with her what? No, hold on, fam. Nah, hold up. Let me run that back. Maybe I ain't hear it right. Hold on. Give me a second.
Audacity to cheat on me with her blood cousin, bro. So lately, bro, I've been noticing she's always on FaceTime with this nigga, bro. And it's her cousin, bro. She's always on FaceTime with her cousin. But it's like, what normal person would think that's weird? Like that's her cousin. Like, I thought it was on some normal ass shit. Like, you know, like, I guess I didn't realize that they were sleeping on the phone together, that every time I would come near her, she would go on mute or whatever. But that's not the point. She was in the shower and I heard her talking on FaceTime. So that was like a red flag. So I walked near that restroom, like, this is my restroom. Then there's like another room and another restroom over there. I walked near that restroom. The doors are locked, which was also suspicious because why are you locking the doors? But I heard her say the word gains, as in like gym gains, and I heard yams come out her mouth. And once I heard that, I'm like, who are you on FaceTime with? And why are you talking about yams, my nigga? So
okay, side note, real quick, y'all. Side note. What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all dudes wearing having these little star stickers on y'all face? I don't know. Is that like a style or something that's going on? What is that? What is this little stars? I've been seeing a lot of dudes wear this shit lately. Little stars and shit on their face or whatever it is on the whatever it is, bro. What is that?
basically, I have like a little cat litter box, but it's like a AI advanced $900 litter box that has a camera for some reason, and it's in her restroom. So I was able to connect to that shit, and I basically seen her at the mirror of her restroom with her phone.
Oh, that's what that is.
You know, the FaceTime shit was on, her camera was on, and she was on FaceTime. Just
why you? Hold on though. Why wear that though? I'm curious. Listen, I'm genuinely curious. I'm not trying to throw shade. Why you just can't just rock it, man? Just call it a day, bro. And listen, back in my day, now of course I ain't that damn old. But just saying, we just gotta deal with what you had to live with. Why we got these pimple covers now, man? Well, I thought girls do that. Whatever, man.
Showing straight yams to that nigga. Like, I'm talking about 360s in the camera, grabbing yams, just everything, bro. Just butt ass naked, bro. And at that moment, bro, my heart sunk, bro. I was like, damn, it's GG. She just cheated on me. That's crazy. But that's not how it ended, though. I'm not gonna lie, bro, because I didn't want to make it seem like I knew and I caught her and she was gonna try to play victim. So I walked up to her room. I knocked on the door. I was like, let me see your phone real quick. I grabbed her phone and I noticed her like grabbing that shit, like, but like not really grabbing it in like a way where like she made it obvious she was hiding something. So I just grabbed it and sped walked to my room, and then I locked my door. And that's when she started banging on my door saying, Kenneth, open the door, give me my phone.
No matter what happens, we can't have any hidden resentment or bad feelings that could F our bond up. Like if we go through a breakup or something, obviously it might not feel good, but no matter what, we can't have hidden resentment after or once niggas get in the next relationship or anything. If we feel something, we gotta say it and talk about it. I'm TV on both sides. You FM. I don't know what that means. It just started. Can we resume this momentarily? But yeah, that promise is hard. I'll say this. Let me say this before I move on. I'll say this. Y'all gotta stop leaking people's texts, bro. For real, dog. What is up with y'all leaking people's shit? Come on, bro. For real. Y'all gotta grow up. I remember there was a time where we stood 10 toes on that. Like, listen, this conversation is between you and me. Stop gossiping and showing the whole world what's going on in the conversation that we have between y'all. That's why people can't get trusted no more, man. That's why people can't trust y'all ass no more. Dudes too, man. Y'all dudes be gossiping just as much as the girls now, bro. You up here showing texts. What you doing? Handle your business like you're supposed to handle your business. Handle your business like you're supposed to be handling your business. This is another reason why a lot of people are real hell bent on keep your relationships off the internet. Keep your relationships off of social media. For real. It saves you a lot of trouble. It saves you a lot of embarrassment. You just keeping that shit in-house and you handling it how you need to handle it. Now you putting everything out in the open. Y'all got to do better, man.
Kenneth! Okay, I have clothes on. Can you open the door, please? Hello? Kenneth!
Ask,
Hello?
offering. Ask.
Kenneth!
Ask.
Please! Please! Open the door, let's talk!
You're actually like a psychopath, gang.
Can we talk, please?
Like you really are fucked up in the
Can
head.
we talk, please?
Nah, gang, we're good. I'm
Just
good.
open the door!
I'm good off of you, bro. Get on my house.
Open the door!
Get on my house, bro.
Can I talk to you, please? Kenneth, please, open the door. Let's talk first. If this is it, let me just talk to you.
No, this is it, gang.
Okay, that's fine. Let me talk to you, though. Can we have a conversation?
I went through her notes, went through everything, bro, and I seen tons of explicit photos from her and him. And then I went through the text messages, and there was a bunch of weird shit going on, bro. Like, she was talking about that nigga being boyfriend material. She was saying she feels a disconnect from Kenneth. She was saying all types of shit, bro. And honestly, bro, feels a disconnect.
Oh, let me see something. The cousin stuff be effing me up in a different way too. Like, I be worrying this is a fruitless love. You know what I mean? I just don't want to get heartbroken. Huh? So wait, hold up. Is she a cousin? Is that a like blood cousin? Or are they just using that as a way to like, oh, that's just my cousin, so don't think nothing about it. I feel like I can visualize you as a BL figure. Interesting.
Nigga being boyfriend material. She was saying she feels a disconnect from Kenneth. She was saying all types of shit, bro. And honestly, bro, I wanted to crash out at that moment, but obviously couldn't because I would go to jail. And you know, yeah, I'm a good civilian. I'm not gonna crash out over a girl, but it was sick to see, to be honest, bro. Like, I genuinely was throwing up. I'm not gonna lie, you could ask all my homeboys. I was calling them. I was in my restroom throwing up just nonstop, bro. Everything I ate prior to that, I threw it all up, bro. It was sick, bro. So yeah, once I found that shit out, bro, I ain't gonna lie, nigga, I got my phone. I took pictures of everything. I wish I scrolled some more, but you know, I like once I seen it, I was just ready to kick her out, bro. I took pictures of all the pictures she took for him, all the pictures he sent her, the text messages, everything, bro. It's all on my phone just in case she wants to fucking deny or lie to me. It was all on my phone. I gave her phone back. I told her she had to go.
I'm so sorry, Kenneth.
I don't care. You can't. There's nothing you can say to me right now. You did what you did. You got to face that. You got to go.
This is something that I only did recently. Just know that in all of my relationships, I've always loved you a lot. And I cared for you a lot. You know that? I'm sorry.
I don't care.
I've always had a close relationship since we was young. And I think, like, on some mentally fucked up shit, I think, like, we had some psychological shit going on when we were young because, like, when we was little chicks, like, before even puberty, like, we were, like, really close to where, like, some of our family members would notice it. And I was really having
Yeah, I think that's a cousin.
And, you know, with you've always been different than how I wanted you to be. Like,
So you fuck your cousin.
so what's that opportunity?
So you fuck your cousin. So you fuck your cousin. You need help, bro.
And yeah, she's not with me anymore. We're not with each other no more. But it's just like, bro, hey, all my young bulls out there, bro.
I don't know. Don't sound like she's from the country.
You can't trust these girls no more. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You can't trust boy best friends. You can't trust cousins. You can't trust brothers.
Yeah, fam, like, you can't trust none of that no more. Like, we've been told y'all that. We've been told that you can't trust you can't trust that's my friend. Listen, if you gonna be rocking with me, that friend junk is out the window, big dog. If you and I are talking, ain't no friend. Ain't no, nah, it's my homeboy. Yeah, you lying to me. Well, homeboy gonna have to go somewhere else. Because first of all, I'm looking out, man, listen, I'm looking out for you and me at the end of the day. Because I don't know who he busting down. I don't know what broad he messing around with. Man, I'm not, nope. You got to get rid of him. Y'all always think somebody acting around with somebody. Listen, I'm a dude. And most dudes been in the friend zone before. They at one point was that friend, right? They were just playing the game how they were supposed to play it. And they were busting down old buddy's chick on the back end. At some point, a man has been the friend. Or that's just, I look at him like my brother. Yeah, all right. Well, tell brother he can't be hanging out with you at 11 p.m. or 9, anytime after 9 p.m. Hell, at all, unless I'm around. And even then, I still don't want him around. Get gone, big dog. Go find you some other box to go find you some other box to entertain and get away from mine. Now, if you want them, go and get them. Don't be trying to keep me around though. Listen, I'm a fair dude. If you want them, go get them. I'm not finna beg you. If you want them, I'm not gonna beg you, dog. I'm not. So let me get into this other video of her rebuttal after this situation.
Physical abuse that he subjected me to.
Here we go.
Viewings onto the internet. I believe it is only fair that I bring attention to the things that he has done to me, because my ex was never a saint like he paints himself out to be. We had a lot of arguments throughout our relationship, which was normal, but what wasn't normal was the verbal, mental, and physical abuse that he subjected me to. He put me through a lot in the past 2.5 years of us being together. He even forced himself on me at one point. My ex dealt with a lot of anger issues, and he would often use me as an outlet. For example, he would punch things, he would rip wires in the heat of conflicts. He would yell at me when I cried, and he would gaslit me until I believed I was the problem.
Is she reading the script, dog? Is she reading a script?
Boy, it's out the mud. We got Rashad McCown.
Look at her. Listen, bro. Look at her eyes. She's not looking. You know how when somebody's naturally talking, right? Sometimes you'll look away. You kind of look into the camera as if I'm in your face. I'm talking to you. We're having a conversation. Boom, boom, boom. But then I kind of look away just to take away the gaze, and I bring it back. That's a natural look. It's like, okay, yeah, man. So I was doing this, that, and third, but boom, and I come right back to you. You could tell she's reading. She's trying to keep eye contact, but at the same time, she's looking down at something. She just, he kind of put himself on me. And then he tried to look how she's looking down at. She reading off a script. She reading off of a script, dog. See what I'm saying? And they always, I'm rewinding it back just in case y'all missed it. And they always, it's the same thing across the board. He verbally abused me. He forced himself upon me. At times, he used me as a punching bag. Man, get out of here.
We had a lot of arguments throughout our relationship, which was normal. But what wasn't normal was the verbal, mental, and physical abuse that he subjected me to. He put me through a lot in the past 2.5 years of us being together. He even forced himself on me at one point. My ex dealt with a lot of anger issues, and he would often use me as an outlet. For example, he would punch things, he would rip wires in the heat of conflicts. He would yell at me when I cried, and he would gaslit me until I believed I was the problem. There were 2 or 3 times where my ex would approach me unprovoked and put me in a chokehold against the wall, and I would tell him to stop because I was scared, and he wouldn't. The next thing I'm about to say are serious allegations that I know men often get falsely accused of. But at the end of the day, all I can do is come on here, tell my truth, tell my story, whether you want to believe it or not. There was a time where me and my ex were drinking, and he forced himself onto me. And it hurt, and I cried, and I begged him to stop, but he never did. At the time of my essay, he was very rough on me, which resulted in me getting a cut on my insides. Luckily...
Where's the police report? Where was the report? What was the report filed? Where? Because from what I see in the video that he posted, now in situations like this, it's great to have receipts. So it may kind of seem like I'm being hypocritical or I'm walking back what I said. But technically speaking, I'm not walking back what I said. This is the only time that is okay in situations like this because a lot of women try to do this. And this is why, again and again, we always say we're not going to believe you just because you said it, because a lot of y'all have cried wolf and it has not been true. You're trying to falsely accuse somebody to make yourself look better, to make yourself seem like the victim, as if you aren't the problem. We're not going for it, man. Stop. Hold yourself accountable. This is what we talk about accountability, bro. This is what accountability looks like. Not this, not what she's doing, but accountability is holding yourself accountable, not trying to place the blame on somebody else, anything exterior. It's you. You are the problem. Stop trying to put these guys in these predicaments like that, man. It's already enough BS going on in the world right now, and you trying to put more men in the doggone prison system. Why? To save face? So you won't look bad? So you won't look like the creep? So you won't look like the weirdo? Regardless of how pretty you are, forget the curls, all of that. You still are a weirdo. You bumping uglies with your cousin. That's wild work. That's wild. And you ain't do nothing. You ain't do nothing. You ain't file a police report. You ain't put nothing out there. You ain't take no pictures of yourself of you being hurt or being harmed in any kind of way. You ain't record nothing. None of that, because that's what y'all like to do anyway, don't it? Y'all like to record people. Y'all like to secretly have the cameras on somebody. Come on, man. Y'all got to come on, dog. Come on, man. And mind you, you can tell this is disingenuous at the end of the day because you're reading off a piece of paper. No emotion in your spirit, no emotion in your heart right now. Don't nobody believe you. You a bad actor. It's crazy work. She stated, if he was that explosive, why would you play with him like that with another? Exactly, Snow. If you know he was like that, if you know he was putting his hands on you, why would you go? Why would you even put yourself in that space? 9 times out of 10, if you getting your rocks knocked, if you getting your head put between the washer and dryer, 9 times out of 10, you are removing yourself from any man possible. Any man possible, even family members. Just so you won't take him off. So come on, dog. Come on, man.
I was able to take video footage of the blood on the scene and a graphic photo of the damage that resulted.
So you think that's gonna hold up? That could be anything. And you blurred it out. You blurred it out. That's not telling us that can be anything. Have y'all not learned anything? Have y'all not watched any Law and Order shows? Have y'all not watched any shows that have anything to do with the law? That ain't been the hold up. And you blurred it out. You know what? Get off my screen, man. Get off my screen. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. I ain't got time.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these 2 videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
It don't make no sense, bro. Don't make no sense at all. Y'all, how I'm doing? I haven't been cursing as much. How we doing? Yeah, y'all gotta hold me accountable if I'm cursing too much. I'm trying not to curse. All right? I'm trying to be better. We trying to do better. We trying to appeal to certain things in this world. You know, we're trying to appeal to certain things. I can't put too much out there, but we're trying to appeal to certain things, so we got to improve, right? We don't want to look like the degenerate. We don't want to look like a degenerate podcast, right? Or a degenerate show. We don't want to look like that. We still gonna keep it. We still gonna keep it P. We still gonna keep it G. But we just gotta clean it up just a little bit. You feel me? Gotta clean it up just a little bit. Let me see what we got. Kind of got a little MS accent. Oh, she kind of got a little Mississippi accent. I didn't hear Mississippi in it at all. My mom never let us stay with family in the country for that reason. Yeah, man. Rumblefish. What you mean too late? I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, I read that one poorly. Hooked on Chronics. For real. Facts. Yep. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure y'all support the channel too. Super chat goes, Cash App goes, all that good stuff. All right. So what do I want to go to next? Do I want to go? You know what? Let's go ahead and dive into this Anton and this Shaun Kent topic, man. I think it was pretty profound this morning with him doing a live stream with Shaun Kent, the lawyer who represented Rick Chow. Of course, with everything that's going on with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf and then Rick Chow, all of it is in the Cyrus, all of it is wild. So Shaun Kent came on to Anton Daniels Millionaire Morning Show, shout out to AD, and he gave a little bit more insight from his point of view in regards to the entire case of Cyrus and Rick Chow. So I'm gonna listen to it, and then we're gonna give our thoughts and opinions on it. All right. So let me see. Let me get to it first. I don't want to miss something. Because people are going crazy out here in these streets. All right. So this is a little bit lengthy. So I don't know if we're gonna make it through the whole video, but we're gonna try to do our best. We're gonna do our best. You know what I'm saying? Give me a second. And I did not know Shaun Kent was 51 years old. But he looks phenomenal for a 51-year-old. He's taking very good care of himself. That is crazy. But hey, listen, that's what's up, man. Skincare is a must. You heard me? All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, and then we'll give our thoughts and opinions on this. Video is a little bit more lengthy, so bear with me. If you got anything you want to talk about, if you want to come up, y'all already know. If you got anything you want to speak on it, you can call in, and you already know the stipulations to call in. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it.
You got to listen to this closing argument. And I said, well, what's so special about the closing argument? He said, you got to watch and see. And then that's when I brought on, and we went through the whole closing argument the next day, right? And the reason, again, why I think that this is important is because instead of us speculating, because I keep hearing from everybody what they think happened, and a lot of it is misinformation based off of the research that I've had myself. And so what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to bring on Mr. Kent himself. Let me go ahead and give you a round of applause. What's going on, Mr. Shaun Kent, the man of the hour?
What's going on, brother? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly fine. You sound great. How you doing? How you doing today?
Well, let's always say, been better, been worse is what we always say. It could be better, it could be worse. But we are getting on day by day, and we'll figure it out. Move on.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have some questions myself and from the people.
Absolutely. I'm legally allowed to answer. How about that?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So the thing about it is that first and foremost, let me set the precedent by saying that you can say whatever you want to say over here, how you want to say it, all that. We don't limit the way and how people are able to communicate over on this platform. So
I don't mind.
Yeah, I know you get a little candid. I don't want you to censor yourself.
I will watch my mouth. This is the best that I will tell you as much as I can.
So this whole Rick Chow case, let me start from the beginning and ask you, were you the first option, right? Because a lot of people are asking questions about why would you represent Rick Chow, right? And then they're also speculating and saying that it was strategic and that he selected a black lawyer in order to gain sympathy in this case. How did that come about?
Well, first, it was 100% strategic because I'm the best damn trial lawyer in South Carolina. So that was the strategy, is the first thing that I like to tell people. And if people have a problem with that, get over it. But background-wise is probably not, Anton, what a lot of folks think. I was 100% not the first lawyer. I think, if I'm not mistaken, and you can check the record, I think the Chows went through 3, maybe 4 lawyers before they came upon me. and this is just my understanding, is they hired one set of lawyers first, and then from that conversation, they were asking who is the best trial lawyer in the state, and they were not specifically asking based upon race. I'll be very honest, they weren't. Now, let's use some common sense here. I'm not stupid. The lawyers were giving them the names of who they thought were good Black attorneys and both. So let's not sit here and say, you know, this is what lawyers do. They said, you need to try to hire Shaun Kent if you can. Then that set of lawyers got terminated. They hired another set of lawyers, and another set of lawyers told them the same thing, unrelated. If you can, hire Shaun Kent. And then when I got involved, I went and met with Mr. Chow, and candidly, whether people want to believe me or not, even though the lawyers knew my skin, Chow had no clue. He's just like, oh, you're Black. I'm like, oh, you're Asian. Like, you know, there was really
so
no.
He didn't even know that you were Black when.
No, he just knew his family was trying to find him the best trial lawyer possible. Right. Because I think, and he's not stupid. He understands what's going on, but he's also not a lawyer. And I know when people are saying he was just looking for a Black lawyer to make him look whatever, I think he just wanted a good lawyer to get his story out. Yeah. And so, Anton, when I talked to him, and this is the part I think people are missing, and I'm sorry if I talk too much, but
the floor is yours.
The part that a lot of folks are missing is when we had the initial conversation, and when I talked to every client at the beginning, I asked one simple question. In 30 seconds, tell me about your case. And in 30 seconds, he told the story that we ended up telling to the jury. In 30 seconds, he said the following. A young man pointed a gun at my son. I thought he was going to kill him, so I shot him. That's what he told me, okay? That was his 30-second bird's eye view. So I made him do me like, you know, after he did that, we looked at the discovery, we looked at the evidence. I wanted to see the 911 calls because I didn't agree to take the case initially because I like to see the case. So we looked at the 911 calls, which 100% supported what he said just then. I'm not saying you have to believe him or don't believe him. I'm saying based upon what he told me at the time, kid pointed a gun in my son's face. I thought he was going to kill him, so I shot him. So I asked him, you know, we talked about what happened. I looked at the 911 calls. I looked at the bullet path and the entry of what was going on. The bullet, people keep saying back, and it is back, but it's also something called his flank. It's more of a flank shot than a back shot.
Like that, oblique.
And then we talked to the medical examiner and made sure, and of course, a medical examiner cannot tell you if this is 100% happened. It was more, did the medical examiner feel that the evidence could support what he told me had happened and what he told law enforcement had happened on his body cam. And her comment was, yes, it could. She's not saying it did. It could support his theory that man was in front of him, son was to the right, he was behind, and the firearm was pointed like this, pointed towards the son, and it could support the trajectory. So based upon all of that, and this is, Anton, what I have to say to the world. They're like, how dare you take the case? If you are taking what Rick says is true, and people have to start with that premise. If Rick is telling me the truth, then he is saying that a guy was going to kill his son and he had to shoot him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but as a lawyer, if someone says that as true, then you don't turn that case down because he has a valid legal defense. And a jury of 12 people agreed with our defense based upon what could have happened. So that's what ended up happening, Anton. That's why we ended up taking the case. He had a valid legal defense. I'm not saying you have to believe him. You don't have to believe him. But what he said to me, what he said on the 911 calls, what he said on the body cam, what the medical examiner, all focuses on that 30-second bird's eye view as to what happened.
Let me ask you another.
And here's another thing too, though. A lot of people aren't taking into account because, you know, everybody always got to throw in the race thing. There's always, for some reason, there's always have to be a race situation that comes with it, right? When some people who are lawyers, sometimes they take a lot of cases in which they believe that they can win. Because I mean, you don't want to have a high losing rate. So there are cases where it's like, listen, bro, if I take this case, there's a likely chance I would not win. What this sounds like, yeah, I might be able to get you some time, less time, but to get you off, it ain't gonna happen. So I'd rather not. I'd rather not take that case. And so, of course, they have to consult. They got to hear the story. They got to see if there's an angle that they can play when they go, if they decide to take a case. And if they don't see an angle and they don't see a high rate of chance of them winning, they're not going to take a case. So with people looking at it as, well, you're a black man, why would you even take the case? Well, first of all, I am a lawyer. I am the best at it. Me doing my job does not limit me to just only defending black people. If I want to be the best, I mean I have to be able to support everyone. And these cases aren't necessarily racial. When I look at these cases, I'm looking at the case. I'm not looking at the person's skin color of who it is that I'm defending. No. Looking at the case, is there a chance that we can win? And if we do have a chance of winning, what's the rate at which we could win? We could win it. Is it a high percentage rate that we can win this? Or is it a low percentage rate that we can win this? Now, of course, it goes into more detail in regards to how they actually look at it too, but just from the surface level of things, that's what happens.
Another question: why does cases take so long to get tried? Because if I'm not mistaken, it took 3 years and I know that it's different in different states, and a lot of what timing is crazy right now because obviously we've seen what's happening with the Carmelo Anthony case. That took less than a year to try, even though a lot of people people are saying that, why did that only take a year, but this one took 3 years. What's the difference? Why does it take 3 years in order for Rick Chow's case to come to fruition?
I think that is an awful time frame. Anton, when you always use the phrase justice delayed is justice denied, it takes too long. And we have so many issues. One, we don't have a lot of judges. I mean, we do have a lot of judges, but the amount of judges can affect it. You only have so much court time and resources. And I know people keep getting tired of hearing it. COVID really threw a lot of things off. I mean, there are still cases in South Carolina being tried because of COVID. And sadly, in the criminal justice system, people are being arrested every day. And every single person who got arrested before Rick Chow deserves and gets their right in court beforehand. And for people who are beating on the prosecutors, they're doing everything in their power to ensure justice. So they can't just do a case fast, because sometimes if you do a case fast, you do it wrong. So they take their time. You have to get evidence processed. You have to talk to experts. You have to interview witnesses. You have to check the body camera. I mean, there's a lot of work, but 3 years is entirely too long. I think any trial should take about a year. I can't tell you, Anton, specifically why this one took as long as it did, because as mentioned, I didn't get involved in the case until later than most of the other attorneys involved.
And I don't need you to be specific as it relates to Rick Chow, but this is a question that somebody asked me, and I thought that it would be great to ask you. What would something like this cost, right? In a ballpark, right? Because and I'll tell you, as some of my friends that used to be in the streets, and one of the things that they were always told is, hey, listen, make sure you have some defense money, some legal money to put up, so that you can, just in case you get caught up in some stuff you're not supposed to be in, right? And again, I know that you can't probably speak to exactly what this case, but what can you ballpark it a little bit? What does something like this cost to defend yourself?
I will not talk specifically about anyone's fee because that is personal to them and private. And of course, attorney-client privilege prohibits me from going through things.
Yep.
That being said, so let's give you a conversation I will have with a client. I will say the following. If you are charged with, Anton, a DUI, just a driving under the influence charge, and you walk into our office, your fee is going to be somewhere around, say, $7,500 to $10,000. Okay. But only in that situation, you're possibly losing the right to drive. You're not realistically going to go to jail, and it will be an inconvenience, but it's an inconvenience on you.
$10,000.
If you're charged with,
if you want, that's what they say, boy. Listen. Don't get in no trouble if you ain't got no money. Listen, if you ain't got no money, if you don't have no money, bro, you can't get in no trouble. Don't get in no trouble, dog, because them lawyer expenses is going to be egregious. Especially if you want the best. If you want the best, oh, man, you better come out. Yeah. Life savings. Life savings. Yep. Take a loan out on the house if you got one. That's what you're gonna have to do. Lord Jesus.
With murder, we're talking about time, energy, effort, things that will go into those types of situations and cases, and it's going to take a lot more energy and effort. And so I tell people, when you call into my office, and you're charged with murder, Anton, what you don't want to hear is Shaun can't help you. He's working on a DUI. You'd be like, what the fuck you mean he's working on a DUI? I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in jail. And the problem is that DUI case is just as important to that person as your murder case is to you.
Right.
So the only way you can separate them is money. And so what you say is to the DUI, look, I get it. I get what you got going. I got to put time, energy, and effort into that case. The Alec Murdaugh case, which people are familiar with, I think his legal defense, that was a 3-week murder trial with experts and so forth. I would say he probably spent $750,000 on his legal defense. I would say,
really?
Yeah, probably 750 to I won't say $1 million, but probably 750 on his legal defense for experts and so forth. I would venture old Diddy spent probably $2-3 million on his legal defense in the federal law. Right. Yeah. He spent, because he had some lawyers who I've worked with, Brian Steele, so forth. I've heard the comment, and I'm sure you had, all money ain't good money. My phrase to people when they say that is try it. And so,
hey, that's a good one. They say all money ain't good money.
So
they said try it.
Yeah.
Listen, you can turn it into something good though, you know, but at the end of the day, listen, bro, I don't want it. I don't want the money. I don't want the money if it ain't from God, man. I don't want it. Because sometimes that money can be tied to something that I don't want. It can be tied to something I don't want. No, sir. No, sir. I don't want it. Listen, man, I'm going to need, listen, if I give you this money, you going to owe me in the future. Nope, I'm good. I'm straight, bro. I'm good. I don't want you owing me nothing. Nothing.
Probably should have said that.
No, that's great.
I'm not going to change for anybody. But when we say these things, Anton, when you're putting the fees in, you take everything into consideration.
Yeah.
You take, and there's some things that did I know I was going to get as much social media backlash as I possibly have? No. Do I care? No. But you have to, sometimes you put those types of fees, you throw those into your fee agreement because you know this is going to hurt me possibly getting other clients.
Yep.
And you could, I mean, there have been situations, not Rick Chow related, so don't go out there and say this is what I've said to folks, but there have been situations where I've told people your fee is blank, but there's going to be an extra $50,000 to $75,000 to $100,000 because people really hate your ass. Yeah. Like there have been stuff, and that's going to affect me. Yep. So I know that's a roundabout way of answering your question, Anton, but yeah, I could see $500,000 on a big time legal defense is not what you think. And for this reason, I represent.
Listen, first of all, let me give a sidebar real quick. Shout out to the Black excellence. While we're in the midst of everybody making everything about race, shout out to the Black excellence. Shout out to the excellence that we see right here. Shout out to this Black lawyer, Shaun Kent, who is a successful lawyer and who's being compared to a Johnny Cochran type, being said that he's one of the best lawyers in the United States of America. Shout out to Anton Daniels, one of the dopest YouTube content creators, also a Black man, doing multiple things outside of the YouTube in itself, helping other individuals succeed in life, man. Since everybody's in such a hate-filled spirit right now, let's celebrate the ones that are doing great. Let's celebrate the ones who are doing wonderful things, who are helping who is helping the community. Black, white, indifferent, don't matter. Black, white, Asian, whoever. They're doing phenomenal things. They aren't athletes. They aren't entertainers. Well, in the sense of content creation, yeah, Anton is an entertainer in a sense, but from your original entertainers, you know, like rappers, sports, athletes, movie actors, and things like that. Shout out to them, man. Shout out. That's excellence. This is excellence. So if you want to look at if you want to aspire to be somebody, look at the Shaun Kent. If you want to aspire to be somebody, real talk, regardless if you agree or disagree, you can't knock their work ethic. You can't knock their hustle. You can't knock it, regardless of what you believe or what side of the aisle that they're on. You can't knock their success on any level. I don't care who you are. So I just had to say that. So let's keep this video going.
Presented a young man years ago who was charged with a pretty bad murder case.
I think you kind of spoke about it on social media.
It's a different one.
Oh, is it really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I talked about that one too, but this one was a pretty bad murder case. And I remember his legal fee was, let's just say, substantial.
Yeah.
In the six-figure variety, substantial. And I remember quoting the fee to the family. And I remember, Anton, the family specifically saying to me, that seems like it's too much money. And my response is, it's only a big fee if you go to prison.
That's true.
And what are you going to do with it? Like people, like I've had people come back to me at times like, I can't believe you charged me that much. I'm going to get somebody else. And then they're calling me and they're like, man, I got 30 years. I'm like, I bet you wish you would have spent that money.
Yeah, I agree. Let me ask you another question about the trial itself.
Absolutely.
Going into the trial, was at any point, including in the closing argument, because you look so confident, you look like
I would too.
I know that the jury is going to get it. Some people even say that in order to be a good trial lawyer, you also have to be a great preacher. Was it any time during that case where you was thinking, yeah, it's getting a little shaky, or maybe the defense, I mean, the prosecutor, they're saying a little bit more than I anticipated, including in the closing argument? Were you ever not confident that Rick Chow was going to get a not guilty verdict?
We never thought we were going to get a not guilty. I'm not going to say like anybody who's sitting there is thinking that we thought we were walking out of that courtroom. Nobody did. I mean, and here is the reason why. It's not that I did not believe he had a valid legal defense, and I still do. Remember that 30-second blurb of what I told you? That is the case.
Macaroni.
But what did they say from Drumline? Turn down the outside noise, one band, one sound.
Yep.
Same theory is what we were worried about was the jury listening to external stimuli and being very fearful and hearing the outside story and not hearing the full part. And I love this conversation because that went into, as I was thinking about my closing argument, the thing was I needed to attack the prejudice that I thought the jury would be going through. And so that's why, if you remember at the very beginning, I told the Paul Harvey rest of the story. And the reason I wanted the jury to hear is I wanted them to hear, I know some of you have only heard the headlines.
Yeah.
You've now heard everything. You have a duty and you have a job to do. And if you, Anton, we've taken a lot of calls from people who are so angry. And the first question I ask them is, did you watch the case? And the response is always, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I've been hearing a lot of that also. Yeah.
Did you watch it? No. I just know you're a sellout Uncle Tom piece of shit. I'm like, but did you watch it? No. And then I follow that up with, and people have sadly made this case about race, and I
never fails.
Outside stimuli could 100% be about race. I'm not stupid. But in those walls, that 30-second blurb, and the response I've said to a couple is, I've asked some folks, I was like, do you have any really, really, really good white friends? And they're like, well, yeah. I was like, if one of them came to you tonight and said, hey man, I'm about to be charged with murder. I said, okay, what happened? Well, somebody pointed a gun at my son. I thought he was going to kill him and I shot him. What would be your first response? Well, if he's a good friend, I believe him. And I go through that. I'm like, you never asked about the race? Because they never ask about the race when they mention someone's good friend.
Yep.
And that's what we thought the case was. But go back to answer your question. There was and any person who's ever tried cases never believes they're going to win. They just don't. Because you don't know what 12 people are going to do, which is what makes our jury system so great, that when 12 people get together who do not know each other, real world style, 12 strangers pick to live in a mansion, 12 strangers get together, and you ask them to come up with an answer, they almost always get it right. And so, because think about it, anybody out there watching this, 12 people can't get along with shit. 12 people can't agree with a damn thing. 12 people see the world different. Read social media comments. You can't get 12 people to see things the same way.
Facts.
So when 12 people sit in a room, hear all the evidence, not just what's on TikTok, not just what I'm saying right now. Hear the prosecutor side, our side, and then make a decision.
Okay, so what I like this. I like this. So what sort of value are you giving the student of war?
It's a cool thing. Like, I really love our jury justice system, and I know people hate it, but
well, I was going to ask you about that follow-up, because one of the debates that I seen amongst some of the people that I have been privy to having a conversation with is that the justice system has changed now that we have social media and we have so much access.
Absolutely. Oh,
right. And that's what I was going to ask you. How do you see that it's changed? And is it possible that you can truly get a fair trial when you have the court of public opinion? Because, you know, one of the things that we were talking about was the difference between a jury that you presented to versus what was happening in the Carmelo Anthony case. Black people are saying, well, there were no true, jury of his peers because there were no black people technically on the panel of Carmelo Anthony, whereas I believe it was 5 that were in the jury, and correct me if I'm wrong, for Rick Chow.
Let me blow your mind real quick, because I love that conversation. I'm not trying to dissuade with what you said. But one, I do hate the fact that Carmelo did not get a jury of his peers, but it does not guarantee a jury of your race. And so when we back up, follow me on this one. When we picked Rick Chow's trial and jury, first, for people watching, I've had to say this conversation to multiple people. There are more than 2 races in the world. There are more than black and white.
Right.
And I say that in that when we were picking Rick's jury, Rick and I sat there and talked, and the look on his face after a while as he said the following, which I thought was so profound, and we thought about it. There was not a single Asian person in the jury panel, the veneer. He didn't get a single Asian person on the jury. The judge was not Asian. The prosecutors were black and white. His defense team was black and white. The people in the courtroom were all black and white. The people protesting him were black, and some white.
So hold up. So we're making the case. So bear with me real quick. I'm gonna continue to keep playing. So nobody said anything in regards to Rick Chow, in regards to him not having anybody of his kind in the jury. Nobody made an uproar. Nobody made a fuss. But we are here with Carmelo Anthony, and now we're making a fuss about, oh, there wasn't not one black juror there. And mind you, even if there was a black juror and they found him guilty, guess what they still gonna call him? They're gonna call him a coon. They're gonna call him a coon. They say he bootlicking. Then you bootlicker. You know what they call people like you from where I'm from? What they call you? Bootlickers. That's what they're gonna call him. They're gonna call him a bootlicker. So you can't the thing is, anytime it comes to somebody getting unalive, anything that's dealing with police or the law, it's never about the crime in itself. It's all about the race. It's all about black and white. As if there ain't no other race on this planet. As if black and white is the only thing that exists on this world. Nobody mentioned, okay, there was Texas. Now, I don't know this 110%. I didn't deep dive into that. But was the entire jury white, or were there a mixture of other individuals that just wasn't black? Right. Carmelo's lawyer was white. Rick Chow's lawyer was black. You know what I'm saying? So this what I'm saying, man. This is wild.
And so when we say jury of peers, Rick didn't have a single Asian. He went through the same thing that us as African Americans went through in the 40s and 50s. Like, he sat there and we're all screaming. He had a jury of his peers. There wasn't a single Asian in that room to listen to him. And everyone's like, oh, he had minorities on the jury. So, like, if you follow social media backlash, us minorities are more mad at Rick than anything. And so I I do believe it's wild that Carmelo did not get a single minority on his entire jury. I do.
How does that work as far as jury selection? Because I know that the defense also participates in jury selection. How does that work?
So here's what's supposed to happen. You get probably 2-3 weeks beforehand, you get a jury panel. Like you get like a big old binder of like 300 people who have been summoned to come to the jury. And we all do our research on them. One of the things
on every person.
I'll Facebook you. All them people out there calling me this Uncle Tom Coon shit. I'm watching y'all. Y'all ain't never getting my juries. I'm like, you out. Oh, I'm amongst you, huh?
So y'all go through all of their social media and everything.
Because what we want is what is sometimes impossible. We want a neutral, fair jury that has not made a mind up. And so we're watching who you donated to. We're watching your Instagram posts. I'm looking at the books you read. I'm watching the Instagram stuff you posted. I'm watching who you donated to in the past and why this is important is, and prosecutors do this too, because once they're picking the jury, and we didn't see Carmelo's, but they excused certain Black folks. And what the process says is you can excuse any person for a neutral, non-racial reason. And so if the prosecutor can say, yes, he's Black, however, I excused him because he donated to the Free Carmelo Fund. And the judge says, well, that is a neutral reason. You have a right to get rid of that person. But what you can make an argument is, and I think the defense did protect this, is that he didn't get a fair cross-section of his area, okay? And that's an argument. Now, I don't know the area. I don't know where they live. Maybe it's an all-white area. I don't know. And if it's an all-white area, the argument is that is a fair cross-section. So it's not necessarily the 12 people on the jury. It's that panel. And is that panel a fair cross-section of the community? And if they can show it was a fair cross-section of the community, if the prosecutor or the appellate team can later argue Black people were selected, they just were not qualified because of this, and this, then they've got a strong argument that he got a fair jury under the eyes of the law. Because people think that the law guarantees that you get a jury of your peers to look like you. No, you get a jury of people from your community. And so it's not a guarantee that you get Black jurors. It's just not. Like same and Rick Chow, he wasn't guaranteed Asian jurors, and he didn't.
So for those of y'all who continue to keep arguing the fact that, oh, it was an all-white jury, now you've gotten more context as to why there wasn't any particular Black person in the jury. They do deep dives on these people that are actually in the jury. They check your social medias, they check everything. They do a deep dive to make sure you don't have any bias in this situation, because if they feel as if you got a bias, guess what's going to happen? They boon you up out of there. They don't want you in there. So you can't continue to keep making this argument. You can't continue to keep making this argument that it's a white and Black thing. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. There are laws that you got to abide by even when you're picking the jury. There's still laws you got to abide by. You just not just going to get the jury just because, oh, well, it's a whole bunch of white people, so we're going to bring a whole bunch of white people in and we just going to pick them. So stop. This is not about Black and white, bro. This is not about Black and white. It's about the crime. It's about the crime that's being committed. It's always the people in the court of public opinion that's always making it about race. Every single time. Every single time. Now, I'm not naive. Are there racist people out here in the world? Absolutely there are. I'm not naive to that. I promise you I'm not naive to it. I'm not naive to it. I know that there's some degenerates out here. I know that there's some people out here who really dislike Black people. There's Black people who dislike white people with all of their heart and all of their might. Vice versa. Chinese who hate Blacks and Blacks who hate Chinese, and Black people who hate all races, whites who hate all races, Chinese who hate all races. I understand all of that. There are people out here like that who got a whole bunch of hate in their heart, and I don't understand why. But what we're not about to continue to keep doing is every time that there's a certain crime that happens, we always got to turn it to race. What about the crime? What about the person who lost their life? Nobody said, I'm sorry for your loss. Nobody should have to go through that as a parent. Same as the person. Yeah, that's very unfortunate that Carmelo Anthony had. That's very unfortunate that Carmelo Anthony has to go to jail. Very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that Cyrus had to be unalived. Very unfortunate. But there's a bigger conversation that needs to be had. But they don't want to have that conversation.
Get in it.
Yeah. What about social media? Because one of the things that you did masterfully, when people first sent this to me, right? Because they send me all kind of stuff to pay attention to and have a conversation about.
35
on
ain't
these
bad, but
platforms,
still,
so on and so forth. They just said, "Hey, Anton, what do you think about this Rick Chow case?" And so I went to the news first, and I started looking at it and researching it, and then I went to your closing arguments, and I found out that he had a gun, right? And
there would facts. There wouldn't be an uproar. There would be nobody out here in the public fighting. There would be nobody doing anything. It'd be like, oh well, there it is again. It's just like water off their shoulder. And that's what pisses me off. We got so much anger for any other race that unalives our people, but yet and still, you aren't holding your own people accountable for the BS that they're doing. That's what pisses me off. So this ain't coonery behavior. This ain't tap dancing for nobody. I don't tap dance for nobody. And be clear about that. I don't tap dance for nobody. I don't. Because if it's a goofball like a chud, if it's an idiot like a chud, the builder, yeah, send his ass to jail. But guess what? He still has to go through the due process. He still has to go to court. He's an idiot. 1000%. And anybody else who was agreeing with him is an idiot on top of it. Anybody who's agreeing with the fact and praising the fact of Carmelo Anthony going to jail, yeah, they're an idiot. Because it ain't about that, man. Somebody lost their life. This young man has to go to jail for years off of a bad decision. A bad decision. And that's when the conversation needs to be had. It needs to be had. A deeper conversation needs to be had. Yeah, he still has to answer for his consequences at the end of the day. And to be honest with you, Rick Chow still answered for his conversation. He went to jail for 3 years. He still had to sit in jail for 3 years at least. So, in a sense, he still reaped the repercussions. Oh, you only stopping by? That's crazy. What up, though, Joe?
Not only did I find out that he had a gun, the Cyrus kid, I think his name was Cyrus Carmack. Not only did I find out that he had a gun, but that he had been posing with it on social media, and you masterfully presented that in the closing argument. How heavy do you think that continued to weigh on whether or not Rick Chow was going to be found not guilty? And the reason that I ask that is because I know that people, like you just talked about, researching people's social media, they don't think that it should be included when it comes to having a conversation about trials and things like that. How much does that weigh, do you think, if you had to, give some opinion on it, how much does that weigh the fact that you're able to present the fact that this kid did pose with a gun on social media, which obviously was the same gun that was discovered at the scene, when the whole altercation took place?
Wait, hold on.
Well,
I didn't even catch that part. He was posing with a gun too on social media?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
To Carmelo Anthony, the trials are so different because they're saying the other young man didn't have a weapon. And so this is a completely different case if we do not find out a couple of things. One, that he owns a firearm, or he's not allowed to legally own one. Yeah. But one, he has a firearm, possesses a firearm, and had a firearm and was showing it and brandishing it on social media less than 24 hours before he went into the store.
Wow.
And the reason that was important is, and let me make this clear, we had a lot of other information we could have used against Cyrus, but that's not what we needed. I'm not even going to get into it, but I'm going to say we had a lot of other information, but that's not what you wanted the trial to be about. You remember? Because what I didn't want the trial to turn into, and all the people are telling me, trust me, y'all could have been watching a different trial is all I'm going to say. But what was important was, you know, what's the phrase? Keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing was the following, you know, 30 seconds. And that's how I try cases. If you keep it simple. And the main thing was, if Rick was telling the truth, someone pointed a gun at his son and he thought he was going to kill him.
Yeah.
If we got to the point, and the only thing, and the prosecutor and I are dear friends. I think he's an amazing, I think they're great lawyers. I really do. I think they're good people. They're great lawyers. The only thing I had a problem with in his closing, and if anybody watched the trial, he kept saying that I called Cyrus a thug. I never used the word thug and wouldn't use the word thug. What didn't describe him as a thug. That at all. I never said it. And I was so offended that he kept saying, they think he's a thug. I'm like, you guys are letting your own prejudice come out because you know, subconsciously.
Yeah, it is sad. It is sad.
Know what y'all think he is.
Yep.
I never said it. And I think that kind of hurt them because I think the jury, every time they said, the jury kept looking at me like, did he? You could see the jury, and no one sees this. You could see the jury looking like, they never said he was a, and I wouldn't, okay? Because my fear, Anton, is if we started attacking the young man, then it would almost see that would have made it okay to shoot him. And it had nothing to do with that. That's why we made it very clear to the defense. We did not want to attack him because it had nothing to do with anything but that 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with his history.
That's what I'm saying. Where were the parents at, though? That's the question. Why is this 14-year-old got a gun? That's the question that I'm trying to figure out here. That's the question. Well, he was pointing the gun at his son. He was pointing the gun at his son, and Rick Chow was behind. That's how he was able to hit him from behind. Because the son is the one who chased after the kid. The son chased, I think his name was Adam. I think it's Adam. Adam Chow was the one who chased after Cyrus. That's why. That's how that happened.
It had nothing to do with gangs, violence, black. You pointed a gun at my kid. What else would anyone in that situation would do? And that was the trial. I mean, for all this complicated.
Well, Martha, it wasn't necessarily his side. It was in the back. It was in his back lower side, which he already said it's his flank. So it's in his back, but it's basically like the oblique area. So, but from the backside. So that's how he got hit. So it's still from the backside, so to speak, but more so in the oblique area.
Stuff. We didn't bring it up. That's why I'm still kind of like, why did they kept saying that we called him a thug? If anyone out there is watching the trial, find one time I called that boy a thug.
I did.
Here's the thing. There is no law that says that you cannot chase after a person. There's no law that says that. Go and find that. Go and find that in the law book anywhere that says that you can't chase a person down. There's no law that states that, because if that was the case, then this trial would have went totally different. You know that he didn't steal anything, but did he attempt to? Because mind you, hold on, because now you get into it. Noriism Unlimited. So one or two things already had to happen. He already had a gun in his hoodie, right? So if he had a gun in his hoodie and he was thinking about stealing the water bottles, right? So if he's going to walk out and if you got a hoodie on and you put the water bottle in your pocket, what's going to happen to your hoodie? It's going to look a little bit heavier, right? So what are you going to do? Are you going to take out that water bottle? But he did put the water bottle back, right? So if your hoodie is still looking heavy, you going to pull out your gun? What you going to do? What choice do you have? What choice do you have besides try to run? Because at this point, you didn't change your mind. You decided to put the water bottles back because you were coming in there to steal. And you decided, I guess you had a conscience at that moment, like, now I'm going to put these back. And then now they ask you, hey, empty your pockets. So what you going to do? You going to pull out you going to pull your gun out? That's what you going to do? Come on, fam. You got to think, bro. He did not, the camera footage shows he put the water. I just said that he put the water bottles back. I just said that. We don't know where the gun was. It was in his pocket. Where else is it gonna be? It's in his hoodie pocket. Don't worry about it. Just keep watching.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and the reason that I did is because when I started to find out that he was posing with it on social media and that he did have a gun, because this is my theory, right? And my theory is you're in the store and you have a gun, right? They suspect you of stealing, and now you stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, I'm liking where you're going. Keep going.
You can't prove to them that you didn't steal by showing what you have in your pocket because you have a gun, which then causes you to run, right? Which then translates into what wind up happening. And so my theory, if we want to do reverse engineering of this whole conversation, is you don't have a gun, nobody dies, they still have their store, you still living your life, so on and so forth. And so I believe that the responsibility.
What do you mean there's no proof he was in there to steal? Did you not see the video? He was attempting to steal, but he put it back. They were sitting there watching him. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Are you just talking out the side of your neck just to be saying something? Real talk. I'm not attacking you, but I'm saying, bro, come on, dog. There's video footage. You see him grabbing the water bottle, about to put it in his pockets. He decided to put it back. Come on, G. Come on, G. Who in their feelings? Not me, Mara. I ain't in my feelings at all. He had a bag. He left by the he had a backpack, I believe. I think it was a backpack.
Lies elsewhere, and whether we want to say parents or whatever, that's all opinions. But here's my other question for you. Was there any plea deal that was presented?
Nope. Okay,
so they just straight up tried it. They never offered him a plea deal. They never said,
nope.
Wow.
And this was all before I came involved, and I don't know. There was no plea offers. I want to be careful on what I say next. There's no plea offers. And so, well, I can speculate. Is this a different conversation if you go to somebody and say, hey, do you want to plead straight up to a manslaughter? Is that a different conversation? Maybe. I'm not giving you facts because it didn't happen, but maybe that's a different conversation. Because, when you talk about manslaughter, you talk about reckless disregard for human life. You talk about heat of passion. You talk about overreacting possibly. And maybe that's something that fits more into the facts. Those are questions I don't know because that was not what was presented. But that to me is a more interesting conversation. Because there's things that I do agree with the world on, and there are things that I don't. But there's no two ways about it. The young man had a gun. When you get mad, he had a gun. The question.
Even if he stole, that wouldn't be enough. Man, listen, dog. Here's the thing. It's very unfortunate that kid, that Cyrus, got unalived. It's very unfortunate. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But actions have consequences at the end of the day. That's the harsh truth. Whether we like those consequences or not. And considering the fact that that's their store, they don't just work there. They're not an employee at their store. That's their store. Listen, you coming in here stealing our stuff, taking money away from me, taking money out of my pocket, taking food off my table. You can't tell somebody how to respond to that. Especially if you got a kid, especially if you got a teenager that's working in this store as well, and he see you doing something that's a little bit off. Of course he's going to try to act like the hero. So come on, dog. Half of y'all be tripping off of $5. Y'all be ready to fight somebody off of $5 because somebody took your $5. Half of y'all be ready to trip out. Half of y'all be ready to spaz the hell out. No, you sound dumb, Christed boy. If you ain't gonna have a legitimate conversation, don't say nothing. Just sit here and watch. 14 years old, what you need a gun for? He didn't hide them. He put the water bottles back. He put the water bottles back. He was going to steal them, but he put them back. What part of that don't you understand? See, this is the idiot BS that we always talk about. Y'all niggas so corny, bro. Y'all so corny. Just because somebody is able to think outside the box, that don't make nobody mean they want to be a white man. Find something that, bro. Find some new material, dog. Find new material. Find some new material, dog. Get off the plantation. You sound just like a degenerate. You don't even know how to have a logical conversation. Where's Dr. Umar? How about you explain to me what you see then? How about you explain it without mentioning race? Tell me where all of this is going wrong. Tell me. Tell me. That's all y'all fake rage baiters. That's all y'all do. That's all y'all want to do. Oh, you Tim this. Didn't I say this earlier, y'all? Didn't I say this earlier? You gonna have guys like this. Oh, you tap dancing for the white man. You tap dancing, you're boot licking. You want to be a white man. I think you want to be a white man, dog. I think you want to be a white man. I think you do. So you're gonna project that onto me. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I got it. Do your thing, big dog.
Question people have in the world is what I don't believe he
want to be a house. Want to be a house nigga.
Well,
no, I'm a nigga that got a house. How about that? I'm a nigga that got a house. How about you? I'm a nigga that own a house. How about that? How about you? What you do? How about that? How about that? How about that? What do you say? Would have been better if he spoke. Would it? See, look, y'all. This is exactly look. He's proving the point right here. Look at him. We up here having a conversation and look at this clown being the degenerate that everybody talk about. Being the person right here. This is what we need to hold accountable right here. Look at him. Look at this goofball. Look at this goofball. Can't have a conversation. Don't know how to articulate himself. First thing he do come here, oh, you want to be like a white man. Don't even know how to articulate himself. Ain't said nothing profound yet. Ain't said nothing of value yet. Ain't even talking about the conversation. Dummies, bro. But guess what? I'm going to let you rock out in the comments, though. I don't block nobody. Continue to keep talking. Continue to keep proving the point. Continue to keep looking like a degenerate that you are. How about that? Continue to keep looking like it. Keep proving the point, dog. Nah, they rolling over the grave for your ass. Ain't got no damn sense.
There, I don't know. All I know is Andy Chow believes he pointed it, and he said that to 911, and he said
that's the son, right?
And that's the son. He put his hands up. Dad, I don't know if you believe him or don't believe him, but he says, I saw my son with his hands up saying he had a gun, and I said, drop it, stop, don't, and he don't. He didn't. Now, I'm not
Was the gun loaded?
It had one in the chamber. And it wasn't just loaded. There was one in the chamber. And so you put yourself in that situation. That's all I ask anyone out there. And I think that's what we had the jury do. Put yourself in that similar situation. And maybe, I'm not stupid.
Exactly.
Maybe Rick Chow
overreacted.
In that situation, I asked.
And that's the problem. That's what they don't understand, bro. This ain't a race war. It's a class war. And they continue to keep acting like degenerates instead of getting to the money. See, that's the problem. If you come in here and ask questions, if you come here and actually listen and you pay attention, I said I didn't agree with it. But I'm not going to sit up here and just say, oh, look, he's a bad boy, so I got to agree with everything that happens. No, I know how to think. I'm a grown man. I stand on my own too, bro. I don't have to think like you. I don't have to agree with somebody just because they black. If you wrong, you wrong, whether you white, black, orange, or green. If there's evidence that proves that this person was wrong, then guess what? I'm gonna call it as I see it. If I don't see anything wrong, that doesn't make me a coon. That doesn't make me anything else but a person who knows how to think and use their own mind and look at things from my own perspective, with the research and evidence that was also given to me. How about you learn to do the same thing? You want to be, I guess are we a monolith or not? Are we a monolith or not? Because last time I checked, we ain't all the same. Just because we the same skin color don't mean we think the same, bro. Of course, there may be some things in life that we may agree on. Cool. But we don't agree with everything, dog. All my homies, we don't agree on everything, but we still cool. Yeah, see, and that's your problem. Remain on the plantation. That's your problem. Remain on the plantation. Thank you for proving my point.
Myself, would I rather overreact or underreact? Thank
you for proving my point.
Yeah.
And that's all I asked. Would you rather be the one who overreacted or underreacted? But it's sad.
Dummies, bro.
See, the question I thought you were going to ask is everybody's question about the damn chase.
No, I mean, I understand it. I mean, you can elaborate on it.
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't ask that question is because I watched the closing argument, and one of the
so you get it.
Yeah, one of the things that you said in the closing argument is that it's not illegal for them to chase him. Like you said it during the trial.
There's two major points. We don't take the law the way that we want it. We take the law the way it is. If you want to change the law, change the law. Yeah. In South Carolina, if somebody, I always use the example, if somebody rips off your chain and starts running and you chase them, that ain't against the law.
Yeah.
Okay. And the law in South Carolina,
that's a
it allows you, believe it or not, it allows you to be wrong. People don't, the law specifically says in our law, you have the right to be wronged and act upon appearances. Mm-hmm. So if it walks like a duck, looks like a duck. And so let's take it back one step. Let's say the following happened. And again, not saying this is true because we don't know, but let's say Cyrus goes into that store with all plans of robbing that store.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he goes in there, and I think I painted that image. He goes in there.
Why you keep saying the same thing, Noriism? We've already passed that. We said that he took them, then he put the water bottles back. He took it, then put it back. But it's still, because you don't know, it's your store, his hoodie still looked heavy. So therefore, what would you have done if they asked you to take the water out your pocket, even though you didn't have it? It was a gun in there. That's the point that you're missing. You keep talking about, well, he didn't steal. We can't prove that he stole anything. Well, didn't we see in the video that he grabbed the water bottles and he put it back? Correct? So why does his hoodie still look heavy? Oh, it's a gun in there. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Here's another one. Here's another one. But it makes sense why you got the profile picture you got. Y'all don't know how to think. You let somebody else tell you how to think. You let guys like, what's his name? Chris B. Toy. You let y'all think just alike. That's what y'all think alike. Y'all don't know how to think outside. You see somebody that's black, right, wrong, or indifferent, you gonna stand on their side. They can be as wrong as two left shoes. You still gonna agree with them. That's it. That's crazy to me. That don't make the community better. By you agreeing with everything, that does not make the community better on any level. And half of y'all that's sitting up here talking about, oh, it's the black man. Half of y'all ain't even doing nothing for the community in the first damn place. All y'all doing is talking and running y'all mouth. Ain't none of y'all doing nothing for the community. Just sitting up here talking and going back and forth. Oh, it's a white man that did it. Oh, it's a white man. It's a white man. Don't none of y'all got this kind of smoke for all the shit that's going on when your own people killing your own people. Don't none of y'all got that kind of smoke. But y'all got the nerve to have all the smoke and talk all the BS when it comes to these conversations. When it's anything that's outside of the black on black, y'all got all the smoke. But y'all ain't got none of that smoke for nobody in the hood. None of that smoke for nobody in the community that's fucking up the community. None of it. Where y'all at then? How come y'all ain't making videos about that then? But y'all quick to make videos about black and white, though. Y'all quick to call somebody a bootlicker. But then you got a no snitch policy when it comes to black on black crime, huh? That's crazy. That's wild to me. And this ain't even about bootlegging. This ain't about none of that. Because I'll tell white people the same goddamn thing. I'll tell Asian people the same damn thing. I'll tell Mexicans the same damn thing. Nigga, I was having a conversation about ICE. And I was saying, hey, big dog, we got to get the illegals up out of here. It don't matter. It don't, bro. You're missing the point. That don't matter. You're missing the point. That doesn't matter. You're missing the point. Where is the smoke? Yeah, white people are killed by whites 85%. Why? Because they make up the majority of America. That's why that number is high. We only make up 13%. And I'm pretty sure more because a lot of y'all like to call mixed people black people anyway. So that number can be skewed a little bit. So that's the only reason. So what you got to say about that? But you still ain't got smoke for the black community, for the people who have been killing their own people in the neighborhood. But you got all the smoke for any other races that kill the black people in the community. It don't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Where is your smoke for it though? Why aren't you trying to improve it? That's what you're missing. That's what you're missing. Why aren't you improving? Why aren't you in the hood trying to prevent it? Why aren't you in the hood talking all this smoke? Why aren't you in there saying all this shit that you're saying here? Why aren't you doing it? Oh, so now we're going to dismiss it. Oh, well, it's only because it's 9%. It's not as high. Well, you want the black community to improve, right? You want the black community to be taken serious, right? You want us to thrive, right? So there needs to be accountability too.
With an empty book bag, he goes in there with a gun with one in the chamber.
The next one?
The mama does some stuff that we're not proud of, following around, staring at the store. Let's not pretend that didn't happen.
It looked like a Menace to Society movie.
You buy it. It looked just like that shit.
It looked like a Menace to Society movie.
It looked just like it. So don't think I saw it. Y'all saw it. That's exactly what it looked like. Yep. But he takes his book bag off. He puts it on the counter. Let's say, for argument's sake, I'm not saying this is a fact. He wants to rob this store. He's going in, he's grabbing water bottles. He's like, I want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to do this. I don't. Talking himself in or out of something.
How long was he in the store?
Not long. I mean, 30 seconds, minute, 2 minutes. I mean, it's not as long as we think, but doing stuff back and forth, and maybe his 14-year-old brain kicks in. I don't want to do this shit. I'm not robbing this damn store. Or they're on to me. This lady is staring her racist ass at. She's looking at me. This is weird. Or why'd I put my butt? Whatever. And he makes the decision to leave. And now let's focus on Andy. He's watching the kid be suspicious. People can get mad if you want, but watch the videos. He is acting weird in the store. Yeah. Maybe it's because he has a gun. Maybe because of whatever. But he goes in there with no way to pay, no cash, no money, with a gun. Even if he wasn't stealing, sure, you would be suspicious if you got a damn gun on you, got a lady staring at you.
Some people said that because he didn't have money didn't necessarily mean that he didn't have a way of pay because of our digital currency, because of like Apple.
No. I made that very clear with the officer. There was no way to pay. Stop with that digital currency crap. And that's one of the things I objected to the solicitor's closing argument, is because everyone knows a discovery, it ain't me making up, he had no means to pay. Okay.
So he was literally in the store with no ability.
So they're hunting down. So you're saying they're hunting down. The justice system is all too happy to hunt down a black person and throw the book at them. Meanwhile, you have white people who have committed numerous crimes and are still on the street. Who? I just mentioned Chud the Builder. He was out there provoking black people. He in jail. That's a white man. And what most people would call it a real deal racist white man. He in jail. I guess y'all don't understand. I guess a lot of times y'all really don't understand the justice system. Y'all just talking based off of y'all feelings. That's what I'm saying. Chud in jail. He's sitting in jail right now. This dude was making content on provoking black people. He's sitting in jail right now. Full-blown white man. Okay, you were okay. He had 56 incidents and he shot several people outside of his store. Okay. What were they on trial for? Were they on trial for the 56 incidents, or were they on trial for the Cyrus shooting? Y'all keep talking about Kyle. They keep talking about Kyle Rittenhouse. Why y'all keep bringing it up? He didn't shoot any black people. Kyle Rittenhouse shot white people. What black people did Kyle Rittenhouse shoot? George Zimmerman ain't even white. What else y'all got? George Zimmerman not white. Yep, Kyle Rittenhouse. Yep, 3 white dudes. Y'all just listen, man. Listen. How about this? Let me give y'all some insight real quick, because y'all doing too much. It's not a race war, it's a class war. Focus on the main thing. Get your bread up. Focus on getting your money right. Focus on staying out the way. Stop being degenerates. Listen, if you say that they are hunting you, if you say that white people are hunting you, how about this? How about you have preventative measures, right? How about you start teaching your kids like, hey, you 14 years old, you don't need to have a weapon on you. Or stop doing degenerate shit that could potentially put eyes on you, that could potentially land you in jail, that could put you in messed up situations. How about we start doing that? How about we start doing that? And then we can start really moving the needle. Because it doesn't help. It doesn't help when we already put ourselves in these situations and then we try to say, oh, well, it's the white people that's doing it. It's the white people. In some cases, yes, I agree. In some cases, yeah, there are some situations that you can't run from, we can't ignore. Some white people, they were just being racist. We understand that. I'm not naive to it either. But then there are a lot of cases where we put ourselves in certain situations, but then we don't want to hold the person who put themselves in that situation. We want to hold the other person accountable. That's the same thing that's happened with the Carmelo Anthony situation, bro. But y'all are too racist to see it, because y'all want to blame white. Y'all want to blame white man. But if you were all about the black community, guess what you would be doing? You'll be trying to teach all of these young bucks, all the black community, like, hey, man, we need to stop putting ourselves in these predicaments. Nothing is 100%. Nothing is 100%. But we have to start focusing. If we really want to see ourselves thrive, we need to start talking to the black community and start putting themselves like, hey, man, y'all can't continue to keep doing the dumb shit and then start crying wolf after you get a reaction. You can't. Yep, Trayvon Martin couldn't protect himself. He couldn't. And there are going to be situations like that. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Where are the parents at? Why are you 14 years old with a gun? See what I'm saying? You not one time did you mention why does a 14-year-old have a gun in the first place? Not once did you mention that. What you doing with it? Why are you provoking people to mess with you at a track meet? You're there to run. You're there to run, bro. We're not having these conversations. These are the conversations that we're not having. We're so quick to blame everybody else. We want to point the finger, point the finger, point the finger, point the finger. How about point the finger back at yourself? Like, okay, what could we have done better? I know some of y'all play sports. I know there's a lot of y'all who play sports. I know I did. And one of the biggest things that the coach does is this. Listen, man, we lost that game. Yeah, what could we have done better to win this game, to put ourselves in a better position to win the game? We lost. We took the L. What could we have done better? Accountability lies with you because you're the one who are making the act. You're the one who's making the action. You're the one who's creating the action. Well, we could have shot better free throws, or we could have minimized turnovers. We could have took better shots. Could have made the extra pass. I could have coached better. I should have called timeout on this play. Reevaluating the situation and what could you have done differently? Okay. All right. 56 incident shows a pattern. Okay. And him taking the picture on social media with the gun shows a pattern. Now, what's your argument? Taking the picture with a gun on social media at 14. Now, what's your argument? What's your argument? What's your comeback? What's your comeback? I'm curious to see what's your comeback. What's your comeback? Taking the picture with a gun at 14 on social media. Knowing that if you go into a case, they're gonna look at all of that. Accountability. You could have been better as a culture and explain to the youth that guns aren't apparel. They are a tool meant for defense, not carrying. And yes, and a lot of people don't even know how to use a gun properly. They aren't even properly trained on how to use a gun. People think that just because you got a gun that you're supposed to automatically use it. That's supposed to be the last line of defense. The first thing you want to do is get away from conflict. You want to avoid the conflict. That's what you're supposed to do. Unless your back is against the wall, now you're forced to use it. That's what's supposed to happen. You think a good store owner doesn't recognize patterns? Exactly. How many people have been in their store and tried to steal some shit? How many times? And how many times over and over and over had they let that shit go? Had they just said, you know what? It is what it is. Until they get fed up. Y'all make it a race war, but it's a class war at the end of the day. I guarantee you. You want to know what's crazy? You want to know what's crazy? The more people that talk about race, they are of a certain class. They are of a certain class. Go do your research. Go pay attention. Look at the social media platform. Look at it. Most of the people who always revert back to racism, anytime there's a crime, anytime there's something dealing with white, black, they always revert back to racism. And then go and look at where they sit in the class, and go and look at how much they make. Now, a lot of times you can't tell, but you can tell. You can pretty much gauge where they sit in their class. Typically, it's in the lower middle class. Poverty lines. It's always a race thing. It's never them. It's never nobody else. It's always them. They got to point the finger. It's never them. It's never them. It's everybody else. And again, it's unfortunate that Cyrus got unalive, and it's unfortunate that Carmelo has to go to jail off of this. Unfortunate. But it is what it is. At some point, you gotta answer to your actions, bro. So it be what it is, man. So listen, man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure y'all hit the bell notification.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these 2 videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
Facts. Yeah, make sure y'all supporting the channel too, man. Super Chat gold 100. Cash App gold $50. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy. So now I want to go to this next topic, man. So now we're gonna switch it up a little bit. We're gonna switch the tone up a little bit. You know, that one was a little deep dive a little bit. Shout out to Anton Daniels. Shout out to Shaun Kent. Those are the guys that people need to be looking up to. Shaun Kent, lawyer, 51 years old, one of the best lawyers out here in the United States of America. But y'all ain't praising him. All the fact of he out here thriving. Because y'all out here worried about race. But it be what it is. It be. Travis, this isn't live, not live. Hey, Travis, what are you talking about, Travis? Right, Mr. Motivation. I appreciate you. Who is this? John Casey. Why do they make it seem like they want sold off by their own fellow Africans? Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, my dog Marcus, or they make money off the lower class like D.L. Hughley. Yep. That's exactly what happens. Anytime a situation happens, yeah, you'll see a celebrity or some. They'll come out and start talking about it to get people on their side. And then guess what? They making money off of them, but people don't see that though. Those are the true grifters. You know, like the Kamala Harrises. But they don't want to have that conversation though. I know Raw be ready for it. Raw be ready for that conversation. He loved Kamala Harris in the sense of he loved talking spit about it. All right, so look, let's go to this next topic, man. Let's talk about it. Let's go with DDG. Talk about DDG. So he went on Cam Newton's podcast and he was basically talking about the world of streaming. And I thought this was profound considering the fact it can be relative to a lot of different things, not just content creation, right? So I want to dive into this and then I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it. So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all support the channel because I know y'all rocking with the content. And I appreciate y'all for engaging, whether y'all agree with me or disagree with me. I appreciate y'all rocking out in the comments, bro. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get into it.
What I'm doing. Like, how was that?
My parents very supportive.
Day one?
Yeah, I was first generation college student. So it's like, I could see it, my mom like got a master's degree and she boom, boom, boom. But she didn't understand the college space either because she didn't go to college. My dad didn't go to college.
Wow, bro.
So it's like, they like, but I'm paying all the bills while I'm in college. I'm paying my mama rent. I'm buying cars. I'm
off
doing
of
it all.
content.
Off content. So it's like, she's like, hey, whatever you're doing is working. So do it.
Now, go back to something real quick. Your parents didn't prioritize education. I'm paraphrasing and correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a valedictorian. Like you put books in front of a lot of different things. How has that desire to yearn for information, like
the outfit is crazy.
What was it growing up that you was just like, okay, A's is just where I'm at?
Goose is wild, big dog.
I'm competitive.
Okay.
It was never about knowing who abolished slavery. It was never about knowing who the third president was. It was never about how to solve for X or Y or how to solve chemical equations. It was about being number one.
Mm. Did you ever have a moment in your life where you did not feel like you were number one?
With music. And that's why I'm chasing it. I feel like with content, I got it. I can do this while I'm asleep.
But you wasn't always like this though. You see what I'm saying? Like, go back to where you was like, okay, there's somebody there. Like, if I'm making 250, he got to be making 300. Like, and as you're scaling it and as you're getting to different levels, who and what was that process like and who was that person?
Like who I look up to in content?
Yeah.
This dude named FouseyTube.
He's still around?
Yeah, but he like more so like doing his own thing in the background.
Okay.
But I used to watch his videos every single day. And I used to be like, damn, I want people to watch me like this.
Thanks.
Or I want to live in LA because I see him living in LA.
Nah, we ain't doing LA.
Two completely different people. Not even the same race, nothing. Like I just watched them every single day. So it inspired me to start going every single day.
Can I share mine? Being a backup, I went to Florida and I was Tim Tebow's backup. Bro, it lit something in me. Cause like I seen how, and this is a roundaway kind of like slogan.
Yeah, we ain't doing LA.
I felt like folks was holding their nuts on me, bro. Like they just felt like I wasn't as good as I was saying or how I believed in myself. It was like, well, you a backup. You'll never play here. And like it had me rage almost. You know what I'm saying? And like real tears. Like these, like just to be doubted. And when I transferred, that was almost like shackles because they can put certain conspiracies of why.
Let me ask y'all a question in the chat. How many of y'all are actual competitors? How many of y'all actually look at a certain thing? Now, of course, you know, healthy competition, right? You look at somebody or you may have this invisible person that you're thinking of, right? And you're like, listen, this person here is here. I want to get there. Do y'all have that? Do y'all have that competitive nature about you in life? Like, all right, I know if this person making X amount of dollars, I know I can make that. Or if this person can do it, I know I can do it. I was Soldier of the Year in the Army. Hey, shout out to you. I was in the Army too, big dog. Shout out to you.
Certain things happen, but that was the best thing for me to experience. Like, oh, these fools thinking that you a bum, bro. And then to see like a person every single day, like this dude he not me. He's good. He's not me though. And I'm pretty sure if you ask him, he will say the same. That's just the competitive nature. While in JUCO, bro, I felt like a peon. You don't got no money. You don't got no influence. Bro, I remember being rejected to go into a club, bro, because I didn't have $20.
Boy, listen, if that shit don't, listen, I ain't gonna hold you, dog. I'm a compare, so I'll give y'all a quick backstory. I used to have hoop dreams. Facts, caveman. I was just about to dive into it, big dog. I had hoop dreams, bro. I played ball in college. You know, I had the hoop dreams and it just, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't work out how I was supposed to. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But even to now, doing this content creation, I'm looking at so many people. I'm like, damn, bro, X, Y, and Z, they got this type of influence, man. This shit dope as fuck. When they go out in the streets, everybody know who the fuck that person is. Or anytime this person's name is mentioned, everybody going crazy about it. And I'm like, I need that. Okay, let me rephrase. I want that. I don't need it. I want it. I need it. Same, Mr. Motivation, same. And I'm like, dog, so that in itself, and having hoop dreams, right? So I was like, all right, so I need to channel this energy somewhere else, right? When I was hooping, trying to figure it out, after hooping, playing ball in college, and then going off into the military, and then getting out, it's like, man, I gotta find my way. I gotta find that competitive nature in myself again. I gotta find where there's a competition at. And so when I found content creation, it's like, oh, that fire is back. That fire is back. I see so many people doing it. I see so many people over here. Like, I know I'm better than this fool. I know I can be better than this fool. Oh, that's all they do? And people rocking with them? I got this shit. I got this. So that's the shit that continue to keep motivating me. So I got a mental note of the type of, what's up, Ebony Chainsaw? Man, I got people in my mind right now that I'm thinking about. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm gonna catch them. I'm gonna sneak up on them. They don't even see me. They won't even see me coming. Real talk. Real talk, dog. I'm gonna come out of nowhere. It's gonna look like an overnight success. That's exactly what it's gonna look like. And that's what I'm gonna continue to keep doing. That's the mindset. That's the mindset that I got, bro.
And everybody was free until it's like, all right, somebody got to pay. Big man, you got to pay. Give me $20. Damn. It gutted me because it's like, bro, I ain't got a dubski to get in the club ski.
A dubski is crazy.
Hurt. So, bro, it was just like, man, y'all cool, bro. They racist.
See? Look. Cam Newton just proved my point. When you ain't got no money, when you poor, everything racist. Everything is racist. Everything is racist. Everything goes back to race. Everything's like, man, come on, man. See, man, y'all racist, bro. Like, see, man, y'all on some bullshit, bro. See? Just prove the point. I ain't even...
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm embarrassed. And then having that now being thrusted in the spotlight, it's like, okay, it's my turn now. Like everybody who said that, now I kept receipts, bro. And y'all gonna have to pay. So your competitive nature is something that I can kind of like, okay, I kind of see it. I do it with content too. Like I do not feel like there's not I have to start with sports media that has my reach. Right. I just don't feel that way. Like being able to talk to you and really kind of like share, like, bro, I know what you mean.
But that's facts though. Listen, what I've been learning and what I am learning in this content creation space. A lot of people aren't really good. They may not even be the best. They may not even be the most entertaining, but they continue to keep showing up. They continue to keep thriving. They continue to find ways to engage the people. They can be as boring as a light bulb. You like, bro, how are these people keeping up? How are these people locked in with this person? They ain't even doing it. They just sitting there. But they figured it out. They showed up. The consistency. Once you learn that, listen, everybody ain't gonna rock with you. Everybody's not gonna rock with you. 110% of people ain't gonna rock with you. There's a lot of people that rock with Casanet, but there's a lot of people who don't. There's a lot of people who rock with I Show Speed. There's a lot who don't. There's a lot of people who rock with DDG. But then there's a lot who don't. There's people who don't even know who DDG is. There's people. Anton Daniels got 1 million subscribers. Don't nobody know. There's a group, there's a side of YouTube that don't even know who he is. That's crazy to even think about. And then there's a side on, there's people on the side that Anton is on that don't even know who Aiden Ross is. So that lets you know how big the world is and how big YouTube is, and anybody can be successful in this shit. You just got to lock in, and also you got to have that vision for yourself. I know it's hard to see, it's hard to actually visualize, because like, bro, I'm in this space, I'm here in this present right now. This is my circumstance right now, but you got to be able to look beyond it. You got to be able to look beyond it, because all of these people, DDG, I Show Speeds, Mr. Beast, the Casanats, Anton Daniels, anybody that you look at as one of the top dogs in the YouTube space, they all started at zero. Every last one of them. I don't count athletes. I don't count actors, because they already have a fan base from where they were and they just brought it over here. So when you look at them and their numbers and stuff like that, they should have those numbers because they already had a fan base coming in. But if you were somebody that nobody knew who you were and you built your shit from the ground up, brick by brick by brick by brick, dog, can't nobody mess with you. Can't nobody mess with you, bro. It's different.
Oh, that's my ball. But if you ask certain people, it's like, what? Like, they doing that now? Like, okay, no, I get it. I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like the relatability is there. And it's all because I never wanted to be like somebody. I was always inspired by people, but never wanted to be somebody. I knew that what I was creating in myself, there's no comparables. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you,
to
big
that.
dog.
I think what's so intriguing about you, especially in your music.
Well, the luck comes with the prep. Well, there's preparation in that luck though. Because it ain't just gonna fall in your lap if you ain't doing the work. So I call it more of a blessing than a luck. Because you got to do the work. It's just like they say, faith without works is dead, right? So if you ain't doing the work and you just expecting it to fall in your lap, it ain't gonna happen for you. So that's when luck is basically when opportunity meets preparation. That's all it is. If you've been preparing for a moment and the opportunity presents itself, you still got to perform. Still got to perform. So I'll give you an example. That's just like, I've been doing live streaming. I've been live streaming for about 2 years now, right? One day there's going to come a time where there's going to be thousands of people in this live stream. But because of the work that I've been doing, how I've gotten better each and every time, each and every live stream, because my first live stream was trash. And I continue to keep getting better and better and better, better. My articulation today is far different from what it was on my first video. Right? So that day that opportunity comes when there's thousands of people in this live stream, I'll be prepared for it. Because I've been doing it for so long. And 2 years ain't even long, to be honest with you. See what I'm saying? So it's opportunity, it's when opportunity meets preparation. If I'm not preparing, if I'm not making incremental changes from time to time, if I'm not improving myself, that means I'm not working, I'm not building, I'm not perfecting my craft.
Is that you have a lot of credible features. You know what I'm saying? And I like I've said it before, like streamers are the new athletes. It's because like
she knows how to keep a crowd. She knows how to build a community. She knows how to be the community. She knows how to build a community. That's why of loyal fans that's gonna rock with her no matter what. That means anybody that goes against Taylor Swift, the Swifties, guess what? They gonna deem you to hell. Anybody who goes against Taylor Swift, they gonna deem you to hell, bro. And Taylor Swift can be as wrong as the devil himself. And they still gonna be like, nope, Taylor Swift.
Remember a time coming into the league where athletes was getting like these mega deals. It's like, oh yeah, we got influence. Like he's influencing the younger generation, the grassroots sports. But it's like, bro, when I Show Speed on a Dick's Sporting Good commercial, and when you start to see like the Kais and the Duke Dennises and the Aidens getting.
Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. We back.
All these different deals, and I'm like, bro, what's happening here? Like it's a shift.
My bad.
So instead of hating, and you've gotten your fair share of hate from, you know, people of influence, it's like, what do you say for the future of streamers and you guys' impact?
I think it's just gonna get bigger. I think it's gonna continue to grow. I think all the wannabe streamers, you know, there's a lot of people that just see how much money we making, and they want to jump in because they want to get a check.
How do you identify or define they want to be streamer?
I mean, it's folks that's already rich. You know what I'm saying? I mean, granted, I started off on YouTube, so I had it too. But I came for content. It's people that don't have no business streaming, trying to stream because they want money.
Can you give an example?
Nah, I ain't gonna name drop.
You don't got name drop, but like,
yeah,
what
but like,
field?
I mean, it's a lot of like artists. It's a lot of like, some artists are able to make that transition and able to do it. It's a lot of like, I don't know, entertainers, you know, like regular traditional entertainers just trying to get into streaming, but they don't understand the amount of like dedication that you gotta have for it, and then they fizzle out. So I feel like over time, that shit gonna fizzle out.
Yep.
And it's gonna continue to grow.
Yep.
So
right now it's oversaturated, I feel like.
Yep, it is.
Man, so I'm trying to get my lady into like,
and I agree. Listen, it is oversaturated right now because everybody sees the potential, the sponsorships, the collaborations, all these different things. So everybody see a quick buck. They see the paycheck, they see the dollar signs, and cool. There's a lot of money that you can make in YouTube. 1,000%. There's a lot of money that you can make in Kick. 1,000%. You can make a lot of money. There's a lot of sponsors looking and waiting for the next content creator. And some of them are looking for smaller content creators as well, and they're looking to work with them, right? And I think that a lot of them, and I agree with DDG, there are a lot of them that's gonna fizzle out. They're here for the moment, they're not here for long term. One of the biggest things about me, I say I'm gonna be here long term. I'm looking at this from a long-term perspective, not from a short-term perspective. I'm not gonna be here for 6 months, only for a limited time, and then like, you know what, man, I gotta take a break, man, for my mental health. Nah, dog, we working. We working here. That's what we focused on. We working, we gonna continue to keep showing up. We gonna continue to keep grinding, because guess what? I got things I got to do. I got milestones I gotta meet. I got goals I gotta reach.
Almost digital, but linear kind of focused digital content, similar to this. And she's like, man, I don't want to do that. It's oversaturated. But I said, it's not oversaturated with quality stuff.
Right.
Think about it.
Right.
Streaming as in your world or content in your, everybody in here has a social media.
Yep.
But nobody ever thought about saying, hey, I don't want to get a Facebook account because it's oversaturated. Hey, I don't want to get an Instagram account because it's oversaturated. I don't want to get a Snapchat because it's oversaturated. People still are able to do it. The difference between what makes a person follow you versus following another person is the quality of the content. And it still reigns supreme to that. So,
but hold on too, though. At the same time, they follow you for different reasons too. A lot of people follow you for different reasons too. So they'll follow DDG for one reason, but they'll follow Cam Newton for another reason. And they'll follow Courtnee Edgar Show for another reason. So there are many reasons. That's why it may seem saturated, but let's be real. It's really not. The space is so big, bro. The space is so big. It's so big. It's so big that you can actually imagine. Now, there's so many different spaces that y'all don't even know about, that y'all probably ain't even heard of, that's on YouTube right now, but it just don't go into your algorithm. Your algorithm only feeds you the stuff that you go and search, that you only look at. That's what the algorithm feeds you. So if your content, if you always going to look at sports, guess what's going to feed you? Sports. If you always going to search up relationships and dating, guess what's going to feed you? Relationships and dating. If you want to go and look up money, real estate, guess what it's going to feed you? Money and real estate. That's what it's going to feed you. So your algorithm is basically giving you what it is that you're looking for every single time. So people follow you for different reasons.
Well, I've seen a lot of artists kind of convert. Two that come to mind. T-Pain, his Twitch account is just like gold.
He did.
T Grizzly. You know what I'm saying?
Grizzly,
Man, my boy be on Grand Theft Auto or like Call of Duty or Madden. Like I see those things and it's like, it's inspiring to kind of do. And I think if you don't have intentions behind what you're doing, if you're going into something just for money and money alone, that ain't enough.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference in it. Like you can be streaming right now. But what makes your stream is because your audience knows the level of dedication that you put towards it. You always checking in, checking up, monitoring certain things, knowing what you're looking for, knowing what people also want to see, and maximizing that. How were you able to kind of find that cadence in identifying the YouTuber versus the streamer?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing
in
a way. It's just like YouTube, you got a little bit more privacy, more control. You can edit out whatever you edit, boom, boom, boom. Live streaming, it's like you kind of just on the go. So it's kind of the same thing as in terms of like content, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I only been streaming really for like a year and a half.
No way.
Yeah. Consistently. Like, I made a Twitch account maybe like 4 years ago, never used it. Like, I never really understood it. I don't know how to use the site. I didn't know nothing about it. Like, I used to just go on there and just mess around because I see people using it. And I just never really rock with it. Like, I go on there, I average maybe like 200, 300 viewers, right? And then
and even just averaging 200, 300 viewers, that's still, some people still can't even do that.
Clicked, and I was like, oh, YouTube ain't it right now. Let me go ahead and start streaming. And I just started. And then
nah, that's cap. YouTube always been it. YouTube always been it. Don't do that now.
I did like maybe like 4 or 5 streams in a row. And I seen the numbers going up and up and up and up and up. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got something. So then I streamed for like 8 months in a row, every day. Sometimes 24 hours, sometimes 24/7 for a week straight. Never missed a day. That's why I'm here. That's why you know me as a streamer, because I went so hard for like 8 months. But I'm not a streamer. I'm a YouTuber first. That's how I started. But I just got into streaming and it just took off because I went every day.
Why do you think people are so fascinated with your life?
It's relatable. Okay. People see me like my real core fan base, support system, however you want to call it. They see me like, they see me when I was broke. They see me when I ain't had nothing. They see me when I was chopped. They see me when I was, you know what I'm saying, when I start buying the vape. Start buying I bought my first watch on YouTube. I didn't bought, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't see me go from being broke, regular guy to making it to where I'm at now.
I told you, listen, bro, one of the milestones, I'm gonna share this with y'all. I'm gonna share this with y'all for those of y'all watching. One of my milestones to let y'all know that there's going to be signs, right? There are going to be signs. And it's going to let you know that I hit certain milestones. It's the day that you see me with a rollie on my wrist. And it's not going to be because a job paid for it. Excuse me. It's not going to be because I paid for it. I mean, it's not going to be because I saved for it. It's going to be because YouTube paid for it. It's going to be because YouTube paid for it. When you see it, when you see it, I'm letting y'all know now. I'm just gonna give y'all the nod that Alfred gave Batman. That Alfred gave Batman in The Dark Knight Rises at the end of the movie when they just did that. I'm just gonna give you one of them. You gonna know. Like he didn't hit that milestone he been waiting to hit.
So it's like very relatable and inspiring.
So you evolved in real time to your core audience.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like imagine you was vlogging when you was in Florida and you felt how you felt and you went back, you went in the locker room crying on the camera like, man, they think he better than me.
He would have did numbers. Cam Newton.
And then you got to where you was at as a quarterback.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be a whole different conversation.
Why I need dates is because like when you said around 2015, 16, I'm like, dang, what if I would have started shooting content then? Which I did, but it wasn't as in depth. It didn't have a true identity. It was just like, okay, we want to make it like a weekly mixtape of like what being a quarterback or what being a star player looked like. This was when Instagram was 15 seconds, 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Now you can put a short film on there now.
I got a good like analogy. I do analogies. My life is like, I don't know what they call it on Madden, but
Road to Glory?
Road to Glory. That's my life. Like, it's like, imagine you play Madden.
Road to Glory.
Road to Glory. You can see college.
Yeah.
You can see making it to the league, first big game, this and that. You can see it all. You feel me? That's how my supporters look at me, like I'm their road to glory. They're my player.
Okay. Could you duplicate your road to glory again?
I could. Like, I did something where I tried to like help other creators grow and stuff like that. And I did it for a little while, and then it got a little tiring, so I stopped. So I can create or like help people grow like I did.
Okay.
It's very possible.
If you could list, let's say 3 things that each player or each creator need to have, that as you absorb or observe content, what 3 things are most important about that?
Creativity. Consistency.
Yes.
And relatable. Got to be them 3 things. Got to be creative, consistent, and relatable.
Is that list fluid, or is it just you got to be creative? Number 1.
You got to, for sure. I always tell people when they ask me, "Oh, how I make it big?" Boo boo. I'm like, you gotta copy what other people doing, but you gotta make it original. You gotta make it yours at the same time.
So, in layman's terms, take the blueprint, make it your own. Put your twist on it. See the blueprint, see what it is, right? Everybody has taken somebody else's blueprint. They saw the foundation. They'll take let me break it down for you. So it's like taking the bones, right? We'll take the bones, but we'll sculpt it how we want to. We'll take the frame. I bet we got the frame, but then instead of putting the rooms over here, we're gonna put the rooms over here. Instead of putting the backyard here, we're gonna put the backyard over here, and we're gonna put the kitchen over here instead of over here. So you have the frame, you have the framework of how it works. You have the framework. Now you just putting it together using that frame and making it your own. It's simple. It's simple. Taking whatever type of content you want to make, look at the people that are in that same space, see what they are doing that's successful. You mimic that with the twist, and that twist is making it your own. Simple.
Because nobody like to make. It's a lot of inventions now. Like Netflix is built off TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take something from something that's already working.
Yep.
And then make it your own.
I would say, I would take those 3. I would put consistency number 1.
Yeah, for sure.
Because being creative is cool, but sometimes being creative could be your mishap. Like, some people get too far in their head, because I've been that person.
Yeah.
Where it's like, nah, that don't hit right. That don't hit right. It's crazy because Shells, who does all my vertical content, like, we had shot something with me and my son, and we were working out. It sat in that photo gallery in my phone for about 5 months, 6 months. And I was like, man, and it got to a point where it's like, man, we ain't post nothing in a minute. Man, drop that video. And then the impact of it, like, just went up. And that was like, dang, I out-thunk.
Out-thunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, out-thunk.
I do that.
Out-thunk.
You use analogies?
Who would have thunk?
I use words.
Who would have thunk it?
I out-thunk the algorithm. But it was messing with me. You know what I'm saying?
Who'd have thunk it?
That's a word, bro. THONK.
Out-thunk.
THUNK.
Thunk.
You know, you could thunk about something.
Okay. I like that. Thunk.
You know what, man? I'm gonna make me a not a GoFundMe. I'm gonna buy me a cigar fund. I'm a cigar guy all day. I love a good cigar. So for my people who rocking with your boy, and y'all want to see your boy thrive and successful, listen. I love a good cigar. A good cigar. Yes. With a bourbon. 100%. With a bourbon, we in the game. Well, why you face palming, Fool Carry? Why you face palming?
My kids be saying that.
For real? How old is your oldest?
20. That's him.
Oh.
That's crazy. Then how old are you?
36.
Damn, we're the same age.
I know what you're thinking. It's like every time a person sits in that seat and I point there and they like, dang.
Yeah,
that's
a grown ass nigga right there.
No, for real. For real. See, this is our dynamic. I procreated with his mom, right?
I like that word. Procreate.
Yeah, we had a child together.
Okay.
He was already in the picture. I don't do step. Like, he lived with me. He understands my views as a father figure in his life. I know for sure I could never be of that vainness that he has that relationship with his father, his birthly father. But for me, I take responsibility of raising him. Because there's times where it's just like, hey, so you gotta be a man. Like, I don't do all that back talk. I don't, like, if you living in my house, bro, you're gonna abide by my rules. And we've always had that type of respect. I came into his life when he's 11, right? And the relationship that we've morphed has been
you like a good whiskey
it's
too?
not like brothers in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew I don't play alienation.
Right.
Like, okay, Caesar's mine and like, no, I never wanted him to feel lesser than. That was a fear of mine. Because if I was in his shoes, I would have wanted a man to step into my life and walking around with, like, what's your team?
The Asian dude right there. He hold the camera.
You do all the, like, the content.
We hold the camera. What'd you say? Yeah, so he like hold the camera and make sure the backpack is charged and stuff. So the backpack is called a TVU, right? So it's like a bunch of cell phones. It's like 6 different cell phone signals in one. So let's just say AT&T not good in this area. T-Mobile will kick up or Verizon or whatever else, right? And if you go out the country, it adapts to whatever local cell phone services in that country.
All right, so I skipped that. Let me go back. Let me go back. I missed part. This is why I want to.
But what is it about music that you love the most?
I like the in-person feeling. Cool, you know, people, I've been watching you this long, but it's like, nah, I need to see that shit in person.
Hey, that's a hard call. I just snapped on that one.
It's like texting a girl, right? It's like texting a girl and y'all texting all this freaky shit. Yeah. That's cool, but when we doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we in that groove.
Yeah, when we doing it, you know? That's how I be feeling. I like the in-person feeling of music. Like, I like performing and shit, you know?
I ain't gonna cap, bro. I had to answer that question too because, like, I never asked that. And when I think about football, bro, the thing that I miss most about football, every athlete knows or has this feeling where, like, when the game first starts, like, you just remember, oh, this is the nigga that was just popping off. I love going through a game. And nah, nigga, no, keep that same. I miss that battle of verbal sparring, and then, you know, you can, like, talking to DDG and then
like that. Oh, I ain't want to scare the hoes. Okay.
Like, I like the V cut because it like resembles like the pussy.
I do.
On for the what? Like, that's my job. I'm seeing what you doing, and how can I apply what you doing good into my content?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Right. So all in all, nobody wants to be with somebody that's not thriving. But it's all
right. I'm gonna let them rock out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the algorithm. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Shout out to DDG. Shout out to Cam Newton for the good content, man. But yeah, man, listen, the Courtnee Edgar Show is going places. I don't know, for the people who don't believe, I don't care. I believe in it, right? We going places. We going somewhere. And if y'all ain't jumped on the bandwagon yet, y'all better do it. Because don't come back when we up and like, oh man, dog, Courtney, man, I've been nah. You weren't here supporting me when we was down. Don't start popping up now talking about, oh, bro, you know what I'm saying? Why you ain't? Nope. Should have been here. Should have been him. But we going places, though. We going places for sure.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these two videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
All right, my good people, man, I appreciate y'all for coming to kick it with your boy tonight. But your boy got some other obligations I got to take care of tonight. You know, Tuesday. I went a little bit longer as far as my Wednesdays go, but it was worth it. It was worth it at the end of the day. I appreciate y'all for coming to kick it with me. Make sure y'all support the channel. All my uploaded videos, go show your love. Go listen, go support the channels. Cash App it, join the ENG community. Show all the love that you can. You feel me? I appreciate y'all for kicking it with me. Make sure y'all are here Sunday for the Courtnee Edgar Show at 10 a.m. MST. So make sure y'all are here. Put it in your calendars. Make sure you hit your bell notification so that way y'all can come rock out with me. All right? So until next time, I'll